Welcome to the South Florida Saltwater Fishing Report. I'm Heath, and it's time to get into the bite. All right, folks, welcome to the show. South Florida's ultimate resource for everything local fishing. We're going to go over what's biting, who's catching it, where it's being caught. We're also going to cover your future marine forecast, your moon phase, and tide charts. Everything you need to know to help keep you in the bite locally. Before we get into this, though, if you want to learn more about fishing, grow as an angler, or just see some great and exciting offshore fishing adventures, you by hitting the subscribe button and joining the saltwater fishing channel. All right, folks, we're going to get right into this. We got a couple of interesting things going on this week. First thing we're going to do is there is a closure happening from the FWC state waters. They are closing today, as a matter of fact, July 1st. No, I'm getting all tongue-tied. July 1st. Recreational harvest of Atlantic red porgy closes. So, and then harvest will reopen May 1st of next year. So, looks like you've got from May till July to harvest the red porgy if you are going after them. So, just keep in compliance and don't get caught with them on your boat. All right, red porgy shut down. Now, the next interesting thing we've got is from NOAA. Bit of confusion. I made a post and everybody was thinking that it's for our waters. No, this is for U.S. territory, South Caribbean waters. So let's pull it up. And what it is it's new regulations concerning mahi and wahoo sizes and limits. So what it is, but I'm going to preface this as the South Atlantic will soon follow suit with this because it only makes sense. Mahi, 24-inch to the fork. We currently have 20-inch to the fork. We will be going 24-inch to the fork soon. We will stay at 5 fish per person, but we're going to drop down from 30 to boat to 15 to boat, which is also in this count here. They've also included a 32-inch to fork length minimum size for wahoo. Eventually, that's going to happen here too. There's no sense of keeping a wahoo that's 12 inches long. Let them grow. So the additional thing, like I said here, they've got 5 dolphin mahi per person, not to exceed 15 per vessel. We currently have 30 per vessel, and that's going to get shut down. And then also they have 5 wahoo per person per day, not to exceed 10 per boat. So they're limiting it, and recreational bag limit of 10 dolphin fish, not to exceed 30 per fish, whichever has. Oh, so it's a little different. That's the waters off Puerto Rico, right? The 5 dolphin and the 15 fish and the 5 wahoo. Off St. Croix and St. Thomas, it stays at 10 fish per person, not to exceed 32 fish, and yet they drop down to 2 wahoo per person, 10 per boat. So if you're interested in looking a little bit more deeply into this, you can. All you got to do is simply Google. What did I Google? Hold on, I can tell you exactly what I Googled. I Googled NOAA proposed regulations for mahi and wahoo 2025. Here, let me show you exactly what I brought up right here. See up here in my Google search bar, I just wrote NOAA proposed regulations for mahi and wahoo 2025, and it'll bring all up to you. You can look into it. Like I said, right now it's not South Atlantic waters, but it's coming. So don't be shocked that happens. So that's basically our news for going on. So let's get into our fish report, right? Check it out. We're going to start out with Pedro and Anna on the yellowtail bite. It looks like they got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Oh, nice little flag right there. So, hey, what do you say? Went out this morning, decided to focus on yellowtail. Smart move. I've been actually wanting to do that. Told them I'm actually, hopefully the weather holds out this week and I get to it. No flags, but they'll do. Some sashimi, fried and crudo. 90 feet in front or so of Lake Worth Inlet. All right, very good. Thank you, Pedro. And yeah, like I said, I've been saying it for quite a while now. The yellowtail bite is on. So as our pelagic bite sort of peters out for a little bit, with the dolphin going away and turning into little peanuts, the kingfish bite and everything. Hey, Pedro, how you doing? Thanks for showing up. Everyone is doing well. Thank you. Hope the same on your end, boss. Yeah, go and hit up the reef and do the snapper fishing, right? Like I said, just make sure you know you're wanting to get in on a fish bite like this. You got to bring chum. My favorite bait for yellowtails is silver sides. Also, sardines work. You know, whatever your flavor is. Behind the boat, you'll probably get ballyhoo. You can net them up too. All right, let's keep on keeping on. Not sure where this fish came from, but this is Tyler. Got a giant shark, and it looks like he is out on Mark the Shark's boat. Hence all the you can see where all the Mark the Shark stuff here. I'm not even sure what that is. That was all on cut squid, exactly. So it's whatever the yellowtail are biting, man. Hey, perfect. Yes, I don't know what this shark is. I want to say a tiger shark, but I don't see any shark. I don't know. Big giant shark. Congratulations, Tyler. Sharks aren't out too deep, so I would say that's sort of a reef fish. Yeah, we can go with that, right? Let's keep on keeping on. Here we go. We got Gwen. Said a throwback, but the first fish caught on their new boat. So they got a nice boat. Saw a picture of it. It's at sea, which is homage to the original name, and I guess the new name is Daisy May, Gwen's alternate country girl, alter ego. Awesome, nice yellowtail. Hey, yeah, the little guys go back, let them grow up. It don't take them very long to get eater size. Let's continue. Any more inshore stuff? Not really. All right, let's start hitting up our pelagics. Right, the dolphin are gonna. That's what we had. Squid. Yeah, you know, I'm going out in my freezer. I got some silver sides and sardines, but they're like from a couple of years old. So I'm actually thinking about redoing that before I, you know. Anyway, yes, the dolphin are going to be going away. Neil link palmbeachcharters.net. If you are up in Palm Beach, near Palm Beach Inlet, looking for a charter trip, get out there. Neil put you on some fish. Obviously, he found a dolphin in 400 feet. So, hey, great. No need to head, you know, halfway to Bimini to get them. Put these folks on them, and they got them. Neil link, again, if you're looking for a charter captain, Neil link at palmbeachcharters.net. Check them out. If you can't get a hold of them, get a hold of me. I can put you in touch with them. All right, let's keep on keeping on. This is Carlos. He says, Sebastian, he's 9. Catch of the day off Palm Beach, about 200 feet on a live sardine. Nice. Hey, get them started young. Nice little black fin. Nothing like getting them excited about fishing and pulling something up. That's a very strong fighting fish, like even a small black fin. Awesome. Congratulations, Carlos, and congratulations, Sebastian. Ray Renner. Sunday off Key Biscayne along a floating wooden pallet. I'd love to find a wooden pallet. I haven't seen one of those in 20 years. Saved the day at 1,200 feet. Trolling ballyhoo, no seaweed at all. Yes, the seaweed way out far is gone. There was none of it out past. There was a little bit of scattered stuff in around 6. I went out, took the Slayer out. We headed out looking for the dolphin. Way to nothing. But we got lucky. Still got a couple of fishing boats. Ray, awesome with the, you know, right here. It's taco time. Thanks for sharing. Let's see. Carlos also on top of getting the little blackfin. He's here on a sailfish. Look at that. Oh man, you love it when they do the acrobatics right next to the boat. It's always good stuff, right? Get that sailfish in and you know, get them revived and unhooked and let them live to fight another day. Sailfish are always good fun. You know, they can be, if you're going for food, hey, but it is what it is. Sailfish are still always awesome fish. Let's see. Ed, he has got a little bit of everything here. Let's see. We got some yellow eye snappers, looks like a couple of winchmans. 1, 2, 3, 4 winchmen, 5 winchman snappers. There's a lane snapper mixed in there. I don't know. And a mutton. So he obviously did a little bit of everything. He's got a couple of dolphin, a Cero mackerel, a mutton. I'm not sure what that is. I want to say a ladyfish, but I'm not sure. And then everything else is deep. So he deep dropped, he trolled for pelagics, and he hit the reef. He got a little bit of everything. This is a little bit of everything. That's a great day on the water. Congratulations, Ed, and thanks for the submission. Man, he was on the yellow eyes, definitely. Jason Reese, Guggen the Pro, offshore angler, YouTube channel. Great guy, great family man. Obviously, you see him here with the family. Let's see, got his fishing obsessed nephew visiting from Arizona. His first offshore slam yesterday afternoon on a short troll. Jason is very skeptical that the weather is going to be good at all for a while, which I kind of agree with him. The mahi were smaller. He got thrown back so they could get bigger. He got a mahi in the blackfin, and then they went inside targeted kings for his third species. So, hey, the little nephew got it done, right? There we go. Jason Reese putting the kids on the fish and having some fun. This is awesome right here. All right. Yes, and everybody, you know, Jason Reese is the world. we go back and forth with that arm stretch thing. Anyway, yes, congrats, Jason. You know, putting the people on and keep entertaining and teaching people. And last but not least, Mike up near St. Lucie. Where did he see? Yes, last Wednesday, he thinks he loses track of days on a jumbo live greenie 450. So the Dolphins look like they're showing up 400 or so. That's good. They're moving in closer than 1,000 to 1,500 out of St. Lucie Inlet. Great. That's an awesome shot. And that's, you know, that's one of the big, we've seen a couple of good size bull dolphin this summer season, which is great. I mean, you know, it shows you the whole thing about regulations, and it works. It really works. And, you know, I made the thing about the regulations that NOAA is putting in place, and they'll be coming to us. And regulations work. Think about the comeback that the sharks have made. Think about the comeback that the Goliath groupers have made. They're here. They ain't going nowhere. So if you do it with the pelagic species, they will rebound, and it'll be like it was, you know, a few decades ago, rather than what it's like now, where we have very short seasons. Fish get the remaining fish are so small you can't keep anything, and it's you know, it's more of a challenge to get out there and enjoy fishing and have faith that you're gonna, you know, bring home something that is a decent fish. Anyway, Mike, congratulations on this nice bull. Thank you for always sharing. And yeah, so that's about everybody that posted on our Monday one. I went out, like I said, I took out the if I can even find it, took the fish slayer out on Sunday. Here we go. And we were trolling, like I said. What did we do? Yeah, I can't. Oh, there we go. Okay, so we were out way deep. Got a skipjack in 800, and no dolphins, so we said we'll come back in. The towel fish weren't going to bite. It was hazy and cloudy, so we just went and we did the reef, and we ended up with a nice kingfish at, you know, the bottom of the 9th inning. Couldn't complain. You know, I'm still eating them. About ready to make dip with what's left over. So yes, and I would like to tell Jason Reese, this is how you hold a fish when you do it. No arm stretching there, buddy. All right. Anyway, all jokes aside, that's what we got for our fishing report this week. And now it's time to head off to the weather. So, yes, let's do this, right? So we're going to take a look. We'll start out with windy. So we are going to go through a couple of weather apps, their web pages. There are also apps and everything. And if you haven't, this is your first time here on the channel watching the report, all of these sites are in the description. Just copy and paste, click. They're, you know, testing tools, some of the best. That's why I use them on a consistent basis. So this is windy right down here. This shows your wind, your waves, your rain gathering in thunderstorms. And down here is a color-coded chart. Tells you speeds of waves and stuff. You can also click in a particular area, and it will tell you what the wind speed is. Like we're on wind right now. It'll tell you, it says our wind is at 9 knots from the south. The phone has the same capabilities. I did look it up. Somebody educated me last week. The phone has the same capabilities. You kind of tap your finger and move your screen around on your phone and let the little crosshatch sit right where you want it, and it'll tell you what this wind speed and or wave heights or whatever it is you want. All right, so let's look at it. Let's get into this. Right, tomorrow morning, we've got the winds from the south to the southwest, and further north you go. The key, pretty light work, right? They're looking at 9 knots. It's not exactly great, but 9 knots from the south, and the further up the coast we go, if you're really inshore, it's nothing, and it starts to curve around and go like southwest, right? But offshore, you're looking at 10 knots from the south. Up in the St. Lucie area, 7 knots from the southwest. So it's the further north you go, you're looking at probably the southwest wind, if it holds, creating a swell, which is good for us. Bad for the pelagic fishing, but that stuff's kind of short stuff. Tomorrow afternoon, the wind picks up even more. Looking at 15 from the southwest down in the area. It's kind of the same thing, 13, but we're southwest, right? So you've got that wind. If the wind stays like that, I didn't mean to do that. I want my wind. Yep. So if the wind stays like that, it will form a swell for a period of time. Thursday morning, same thing, 9 knots down in the lower keys. They're not too bad. It looks like upper keys about the same thing, 9 knots from the south all the way up. So interestingly enough, right, we've got the wind from the sort of south-southwest, which means our west coast is no longer going to see dead flat seas because of the way the wind is hitting Tampa Bay. Skyway Bridge, Skyway Pier folks are going to be getting a little bit of bump out there, a little bit of cloudiness in that water. Same with all the, Everglades National Park, Marco Island and everything. But all the way up on the west coast, we've got a couple of days of a southwest wind, so we'll more than likely be looking at a swell, hopefully, which will lay the seas down. Then we'll check out and see. I didn't get a chance to check out any of the local meteorologists and what they had to say. So we're just kind of playing it by ear and looking what these forecasts have to say right now. Thursday afternoon, it doesn't really calm down. Stays about the same. Friday morning, about the same. Still from the southwest. So we're looking at, probably having a swell instead of some chop going on. Further down in the Keys, still the same thing. 8 from the southwest, 10 from the southwest. All of the west coast is the same thing. They're getting it coming right towards them, so they're going to have some chop, and we're going to have the east coast will have the swell, which is nice. That for this is the 4th again, so this is our holiday day, the 4th of July, and if you're looking to get out, it's not too bad. The further up north you go, I mean, way up there, we look like we got an area of calmness. We're trying to work its way south, right? But down in our Tri-County area, we're still just below 10 knots at the southwest. Saturday, more of the same. Southwest winds, 8 knots. That elevate, the further offshore you go, the worse it's going to get. Down in the Keys, the same thing, 9 knots from the southwest. So the Keys won't really get that swell factor because they're not really, they don't got the reef system like we do up north. In the Tri-County area. All right. Saturday afternoon, more of the same. Southwest winds, and we're starting to get some winds coming from the northeast. Sunday, again, more from the southwest, and the same thing. Low double digits. Further inshore you get, the calmer it is. 8 knots from the southwest. So we're looking at down in the Keys, they slowed down a little bit come Sunday. 5 to 7 knots. So, it might be a little bit lighter work down there in the lower Keys come the end of the weekend. Sunday afternoon, it picks up again. So we'll see what's going to happen. Coming into Monday, next Monday, it looks like we're going to get a little break, especially down here in the upper Keys into Miami with like very light winds. All middle Keys from the southeast, wind shifts directions. Further up north we go, North Palm Beach and stuff. You're looking at still the southwest wind, but mid single digits, not very bad. Tuesday afternoon, same, really light work. So come I'm sorry, Monday afternoon. So at the beginning of next week, we're looking at the winds laying down and cutting us some slack. So if you got the ability and the capability to get out there during the weekday, especially in the lower keys, everywhere, it's looking nice come Monday. And then the Tuesday doesn't change much, and we've still got this west wind lingering. So hopefully we're looking at a nice swell forming, and it stays the same. So Monday, winds really start to tame down, and it carries on into Tuesday. So now let's go ahead. We're going to look at our wave heights, right? Again, wave heights are down here on your color-coded chart. You're in the 1 to 2 foot seas. The darker you go, the more purplish you get, the bigger the seas are. And again, you can just click anywhere and it will tell you what the wave heights are. So tomorrow morning, Tri-County area, 1 to 2 foot seas. Keys, same thing, 1 foot. 1 foot. So we've got it's looking nice for tomorrow. Tomorrow afternoon looks like it wants to pick up a little bit. So we got 2 foot seas at a 4-second period. So if the wind keeps coming from the west and we start to see our waves push west, then that's not going to form that swell that we were looking for. It'll just be bumpy and choppy out there as if you're trolling reef or if you're working for yellowtail or anything like that, you'll have a little bit of bump in the water. Not too bad. Thursday morning, 1 foot seas. Again, same thing in the Keys, probably around 1 foot. Like I said, up here in the West Coast, they're looking at a little bit 3 foot waves, 4-second period. They've got the waves coming right at them. We've got the waves doing a little bit of everything. Confused sea. All right, Thursday afternoon. Not too bad still. 2 foot seas at a 4-second period. And we're looking at it because we got that southwest wind. Again, if you look at the direction of the waves, it looks like the wind is doing most of the work with the waves, pushing them in that same, northwest direction with the wind coming from right behind it at the southwest. Friday, looking light, 1 foot at 4 seconds. Keys looking some really nice oceans come Friday and everything. Hopefully the rain and the moisture in the air is going to give everybody some slack. Head Friday afternoon, same thing. Heading all the way up the coast, 1 foot seas all the way up to the same thing. So it's looking very good Friday for your you're looking very good for your holiday. Thursday, same thing, not bad. The day before the holiday. So hey, which is nice. All right, Saturday, 1 foot seas again. So we're looking great Thursday through Friday so far. We'll have to check again. We're going to see what the rain's going to do. 1 foot seas, 3-second period. So it's a little choppy. 4-second period, one foot seas, but not bad at all. Friday afternoon, still 1 foot seas. If you're making the crossing out here, it looks like it picks up a little bit, but hey, you just got to play that by ear. 2 foot down in the upper keys, 2 foot, 3-second period. Same thing, 1 foot at 3-second period. Further up north we go. Still 1 foot. Waves are starting to head at them. So that swell up north, they're probably getting a little tiny swell going on. Sunday morning. 2 foot seas at 2-second period. We head down into the Keys, 1 foot, right? Stays 1 foot. So the Keys are, have a very nice week going on. And as the weekend progresses, so is the West Coast. They look like they lay down a little bit. And there's push water going on up here by Vero. They're looking at 3 foot seas at a 6-second period. So that's kind of that swell that's coming from that constant west wind. Sunday afternoon, more water being pushed. As you can see, the darker water is being pushed down here. So Sunday afternoon, looks like we're going to have a confused sea with the seas picking up 3 foot from the northeast, which should be that swell, but we're talking 5-second period. So the period is increasing, but so are the wave heights. Keys are, still 1 foot down there on Sunday afternoon. Monday, seas start lightening up. We saw the winds. We're at 2 foot at 6-second period. So we're getting like sort of a residual swell with these waves coming from the north and the wind coming from the southwest. Monday afternoon, same thing, light work all the way up and down in the Tri-County area, a little bit more beefy up towards Vero Beach, St. Lucie area. He's still looking at about 1 foot with a short period though. Tuesday morning, nice stuff. We're back down to 1 foot seas, 3 second period. So we got, and the waves are from the west. It goes back to from that little swell that formed to waves being pushed by the wind. When waves are pushed by the wind, that's how you shorten that period. All right. Keys looking good. Tri-County area, everything's 1 foot but a short period, so it'll be a little choppy, right? With that west wind, you're gonna have the waves going west, and and it shortens that period. All right, so that's Tuesday. So that's our wave. So Thursday we're looking. The ocean's not looking too bad wave height wise. So let's check out our rain and thunder. Let's go back to tomorrow morning and see what's going to happen. So tomorrow morning, we've got storms out over the ocean, as usual. This is the summertime, summertime weather pattern. In the afternoon, it's going to form over the land and come towards the east, right? So get off the water before the afternoon. Thursday. And they were talking about tropical system forming somewhere, but I'm not sure where it would be. Maybe I should have watched the news. The possibility of it forming, and I believe from where they were circling, and I saw brief blips of it, it looked like this was sort of the thing they were expecting to form. It's not. It's just a tropical disturbance. It's not a storm that's going to turn into like a tropical storm or anything until it gets over some sizable water. Thursday afternoon, rain. So yeah, so that's that storm that forms, and then it looks like it's going to push off shore. Friday morning, still there with a fair amount of water over the north end of Freeport in the Bahamas and stuff, but off the Tri-County area, these storms are offshore. So if you're heading out, you might for the 4th, you might have to dodge some storms. Come the afternoon too. Typical of the 4th of July. It rains right when you're trying to go see firewood. Saturday morning, not much. Again, same thing. Storms offshore, and then they'll form over the land as the afternoon continues. Same thing with Sunday. A little bit less moisture in the sky during the morning, and of course, here we go. They form over the land in the afternoon. So this is we're in the thick of summer right now, folks. Monday morning, we dry out and stay pretty dry for the whole day. So Monday, starting early next week, looks like it's going to be, those couple of days are looking like they're going to be nice. Monday and Tuesday, not much with anything due to the rain. So, for these next couple of days, Thursday through Sunday, the weather's good. Rain, it's going to be questionable. Just make sure, you make the right call. Even if you get down to the boat ramp and it's not looking like it, you should do it. Just be safe. All right. Let's head on to WindFinder, which is now the numerical version of what we just went over. WindFinder is another weather app. All right, here we go. So tomorrow, southeast winds, low double digits, right? Sun, a little cloudy in the morning, not so much in the middle of the day. And we've got our waves 2 to 3 foot from the northeast and the east, right? That's actually today. Tomorrow, southeast winds heading into about the mid double digits, not very gusty. And here we go with the rain. The moisture starts around midday, so it's going to be cloudy all morning, and then you'll start to see some showers, scattered showers all over the place come the afternoon. 2 to 3 foot seas from the east and the southeast. Thursday and Friday, southeast winds. Now, so this is, where it's not really agreeing with what we saw, because we were seeing southwest winds start to form, and sometimes it disagrees. You just got to, if you're going out there and you're going to do it, you got to take a look and make sure that it you can find a resource that you can trust. So we've got two different things saying two different things right now, especially when it comes to wind direction. But they're you know, here where they're talking about rain and cloudy and moisture, it's all the same. The wave heights are a little different. Their wave directions are a little different. We've got Thursday, we've got 2 to 3 foot seas, 5 to 6 second period. Come Friday, we go down from to 1 to 2, and our waves coming from the east. Even though, you know, the windy was saying southwest winds and you know, waves starting to come from the northeast. But obviously, you just have to use your webcams, your inlet cams, all those other resources at the same time to make sure that you see the reality of it. And again, this is just forecasting. It's nothing that's set in stone. Saturday, southeast, southwest, a little all over the place on Sunday too. Moisture overnight and in the morning on Saturday, and staying cloudy all day. Same thing with Sunday. Rain in the middle of the day. Right. So, you know, if you're trying to get out, it's like I said, it's the rain might, you know, from Thursday to Friday, it's a little bumpy out there, not much rain. Saturday, rainy in the morning, not too bad in the afternoon. Seas, you know, 1 to 2 foot, picking up a little bit, heading into Tuesday around 2 foot seas. Monday, it starts to let up as we saw there. So we got the southeast wind, low single digits, heading into middle digits as you get the onshore breeze, and the same will follow suit for Tuesday. So we'll have some nice seas pushing the waves coming from the east, 1 to 2 foot seas both days on Monday and Tuesday. All right, so there is our weather report. Now let's go ahead and take a look at our moon phase and see where we're at with that for those folks that like to fish by the moon. All right, so right now we are waxing. Waxing means you're heading towards the full moon. Waning means you're heading towards the dark side of the moon. So we're waxing, right? Today, Tuesday, we're at 39%. Tomorrow, Wednesday, 49%, half moon. Thursday, 58%. Friday, 67%. Saturday, 76%. Sunday, 84%. Monday, 90%. Tuesday, 95%. So as we get into these better weather days, the moon is going to be getting fuller. We are coming up on a couple of snapper spawns, right? The mangrove spawn, mutton spawns getting ready to happen. So, you know, these moon phases are going to become important when it comes time to target those fish. You know, me, I personally like, you know, half moon or less. The fish are feeding better during the daytime. You know, when you've got a more illuminated sky, the fish will eat more at night. And if you're a night fisherman, you know, the sharks eat half the fish that you're bringing into your boat. Anyway, so that's our moon phase. The wahoo thing is, they're around. They're always around. So, you know, if you're thinking, you know, this weekend, get out there, you know, Saturday, Sunday, a couple days before that full moon, give it a shot. And, you know, you never know. They're always there. It's just whether or not they are is, you know, biting as good as they should be for these time of year or not. You know, we didn't have too much wahoo activity this June. We had a good March, and we'll see what happens this coming fall. All right, now to our tide charts. And tides are very important, right? Tides are important if you're fishing the inlets. You need water flow. You need an outgoing tide, which is going from high tide to low tide. You have an incoming tide, which is going from low tide to high tide. You will catch nothing at an inlet. You have to fish the outgoing tide, especially the land-based fishermen. What happens is the outgoing tide pushes out all the sediment, microorganisms, chlorophyll, phytoplankton, everything that the little fish come in and eat, then the big fish come in and eat them. That's how tide charts work. That's how tide works at an inlet. So if you're drifting, you're land-based fishing, you're trolling out there by that, trying to find that chlorophyll buildup, you have to fish the outgoing tide. Okay, so right now, this week, what we've got is the tides are on our side. Not only do you have to fish the outgoing tide, the tide has to be at the optimal time for fishing too, right? In the morning time, just after daybreak, or come dusk, right? In the afternoon, you've got mid-tide around 5:30, and then as it gets dark around 8:30, the tide goes slack. if you've got an outgoing tide in the middle of the day, it's not really going to do very good or be productive because all the fish hide over the reef and they scatter. There's no shadows. They're sitting ducks for the sharks. So that's tomorrow. As day breaks, you are about 2/3 of the way through your rolling tide. So, giving it a shot or two out front is worth it. And as the week progresses, Thursday into Friday, you're about halfway through. And the same thing in the afternoons. You can get out there and fish those jetties if you're the person that wants to go out and do the land-based fishing off your inlet right there as the afternoon wanes in. Saturday, same thing. We're about, a little bit more than a third of the way in. Comes Sunday too. A third of the way in to the outgoing tide. And that'll be the same thing come Monday and Tuesday. If you get out there, you'll have just as nice conditions with the tide on your side for fishing the water flow of the inlets. Okay? That's how that works. All right. So, now, that about does it for all of our reporting this week. Let's see. What are we doing? All right, here we go, folks. If you are in the market for fishing gear, fishing apparel, specifically these UPF 50 shirts, check out our sponsor, WindRider. They've got the South Florida Saltwater Fishing shirts with the logo on it. You can get these shirts are kind of cool. They got hoods, they got gaiters built into them, and you get, the best part about it is you get the South Florida Saltwater Fishing logo on. You support the brand. These shirts are the UPF 50 shirts, which means you don't need sunscreen, right? I don't really like sunscreen. I'm not a fan of it, so I like these shirts. They dry quick if you get them wet. They keep you cool in the summer. They keep you warm in the winter. They're fairly stain resistant, right? Hello from Bermuda. Awesome. Thanks for chiming in. You get dolphin blood or something all over them, tuna blood, a little bit of spray and wash, throw them in a wash machine. They're good to go. They'll come out looking like they're brand new. Speaking from experience, again, WindRider. I've been with them for a couple of years. They're not a fly-by-night company. They've got several different products other than just these shirts. You can go on ahead and take a look. I just talk about this stuff because it's got our brand on it. So if you're in the market, hey, consider it. Support the brand. It's always good to see folks out there wearing these shirts. And if you look at them going offshore this weekend, hoping to jiggle for some giant amberjack. Yes. And tuna, man. Hey, man. Good. Wow. And some marlin trolling. You got a busy weekend going on. All right. Well, good luck. And I hope you lace into everything that you're going for. All right. So, yes, that's the shirt thing, right? If you're getting sticker shock looking at the prices, hey, don't. You're going to pay more if you get a major brand. All right. And now, before we sign off, folks, I want to ask you, if you are on Facebook, consider joining the South Florida Saltwater Fishing Report. It looks like, let's see, the cover for it looks like this, minus the date. It says South Florida Saltwater Fishing Report. This is it up at the top of the page, minus the blue bar, which is me because I am the admin. It's a private group, no bots allowed. Sorry, you have to answer a couple of questions. What's your favorite fish, and do you apply by the rules? The rules are simple. No soliciting, no harassing people, no being obnoxious. We're all here for the same reason, to get, show off some pictures, get out some info, a little bit of brag board style every Monday. Got a Monday thing. If you make a post, it's guaranteed to be showcased on the weekly live stream, and you always have a chance of the poster child and being for the weekly live stream on YouTube. This Facebook group here is what drives this live stream every weekend. So as much information as we can gather, truly appreciate everyone who, submits stuff, gives a little bit of info, and does everything, especially our charter captains and our YouTube personalities and everyone local, man. I can't thank you guys enough for making this happen week after week after week. So if you're on Facebook, just consider joining South Florida Saltwater Fishing It's, you got to type that in and you'll find it. There's several fishing sites, right? This is the report. So, if you're on Facebook, just consider something to consider. All right, folks, that about does it for this episode. Hope everybody has a great holiday weekend. Get out there and get some fishing done if you can. Till next time, South Florida saltwater fishing, going wherever the cool wind takes us.